And
Kathy, the other sister, the fun sister.
I guess I'm the not fun sister. So we are going to talk about a whole host of topics on this podcast slash YouTube channel. And Kathy's going to cover off on that.
So, pretty much, we're going to be covering pop culture type of issues, questions, topics. Probably chief among them would be BTS, because we are Kim Sok-jin. We went to go see Kim Sok-jin last night at the Prudential Center. Mostly BTS will be covered. And we're going to talk about other K-pop and other K-drama. Huge obsession there. And I'm going to be covering sports, and Linda will be listening. And, other topics of interest, like, the kids.
And whatever topics that pop up.
Yeah.
That we find interesting. That maybe other podcasters are talking about, or maybe not, because we have very different interests given our background. So this is the inaugural podcast, which nobody will probably watch. Maybe they will one day when we, have a big following. But just to give you a background, Kathy and I are both half Japanese, half African American. We were both born outside of the U.S., in the lovely country of Japan. Okinawa, yay! So I live in New York City, and I have a college-age daughter. And
I live in Florida, on the West Coast, on the Gulf side, and I have a college-age son as well.
And we may actually probably cover off on that. I think I'm just going to say this up front. A lot of the topics that we talk about are definitely pop cultural, but we also do a lot of comparisons between living in New York City and Florida. So those are probably somehow going to be interjected in some of these conversations that we have. We hope that, they're entertaining. I mean, that's the whole purpose of podcasts. This is not going to be a serious podcast. No. So if you're looking for serious think pieces, this is not the place for that.
Yeah. Head on down the road.
Yes. Go somewhere else. I mean, I'm sure I have an opinion, but I don't really think they're, fully formed, and I don't have time to be looking for facts and figures for you people.
I'm the fun one, so we're going to be having fun.
Yes, and that's all that we are looking to do, is to entertain and have a good time on this podcast, because we have been doing this for a very long time, and we think that we are entertaining and interesting.
Yeah.
And we hope that you do.
Yeah.
And we hope that you go along on this journey, because it is going to be a journey. Because I will just tell you, for the inaugural podcast, what this is, and video, is that we literally have spent, I don't even know how much time. Okay, this is one microphone. We actually have two. We can't figure out why the other one doesn't work. And so we are actually in the same room, because she's up visiting to see Jin in concert at the Prudential Center.
Kim Sok-jin.
So at some point she's going to leave, and then we're going to have to figure out how to do this
remotely.
And that in itself is going to be entertaining. So we'll probably talk about that. And at some point, we this has been a learning process. We have been talking about doing a podcast for years. We finally said, let's try to attempt to do this. So again, I keep saying this is on our inaugural podcast, and everything that I've read is like, you really should have an outline about what you're going to talk about. But quite frankly, I just keep thinking, I'm just going to wing it on this one, because
why bother?
Why? If this somehow or another blew up, I don't know how it would. But we will definitely, I promise you, get much better at this. We'll have much more, topics that are much more outlined and be a little bit more structured.
Right.
This, again, is the inaugural podcast, and we just thought we would just introduce ourselves.
Yes.
And we probably will get more into our upbringing and the places that we've lived in future podcasts. So I hope that you are patient and go along on our creative journey, because I think both of us have been working for a really long time. I've worked in corporate America and financial services, and I'm definitely looking for a creative outlet. And we said, why not, right? So thanks a lot, and I appreciate the time that you're listening to this or viewing this, as it might be. Anything else?
No, I am really looking forward to future episodes with you, Linda, because I get such a big kick out of talking to you all the time. It always just leads to, you know what? We ought to do this.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. So here we are. And I will just say this, and, we'll probably talk about this as sort of a motivational video at some point, is you have to start somewhere. And we, like I said, have been talking about this for years. And we finally just said, you got to put a stake in the ground and just do it. And if we all waited for everything to be perfect, and I actually looked into going to a podcast studio.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
why?
We have no followers. We're not making any money from doing this. I really could not justify going to a studio, even if it was like $100 an hour.
That's $100 an hour too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
I mean, we couldn't even figure it out. The microphones were crying out loud.
So maybe one day we will be like, a famous podcaster, like a lot of the people that, I follow and look to inspiration. So
yes.
But and any tips that you have, we're definitely open. I'm not going to be offended if you go, what in the heck just happened here?
Yeah.
Because again, it's a journey. You just got to go with us on this one. So thanks, and have a great day.
Bye, Nick.
Okay, Alex.
Woo. That's the first one down. Let me change.
Oh, all right. So I stopped. No, we have another couple ones that we have to do.
Stopped it already.
Yeah.
You stopped
Oh, man, that scared me. I hope we didn't